welcome to this episode of Gear65. On this episode, we're taking a look at the Nokia N9. This is a MeeGo device. The first and the last is running on this particular software. And it's got an amazing design, which I really love. This is a complete unibody design. And well, almost unibody. So it's pretty much, you can see this one entire piece of plastic, apart from the top part here, which makes this design really amazing and really beautiful. You know, makes me wonder how they actually manufactured it. So on the front, you've got this beautiful OLED display. It's a 3.9 inch, it's quite a wide screen, which is good. So it's got a 3.9 inch display, and you can take a look at the colors really pop. So I'm just gonna unlock it and you can see the colors. You can see that the colors really just pop out. The blacks are really, really black, which is really nice. On the side here, you have the volume control, and you have the power button. Yes, this is a power button. This is not a camera shutter button. And these three are the only three buttons that you find on the entire phone itself. And I'll show you a little bit more how this phone works without any other buttons. On the back here, you have a Carl Zeiss lens, 8 megapixels camera with autofocus, and a dual LED flash. So you've got this nice piece of plastic right here. Kind of gives a little bit of, allows you to use it as a mirror to some extent. All right. On the top here, you have the 3.5mm headphone jack. This one is the micro USB port, and this one is the micro SIM card. Yes, micro SIM card. Right, so to kind of open it, just kind of put your finger here and pop it a little bit like that, and it just pops out. Charging and transferring of files go through this micro USB port, and once this is open, you can just kind of put your fingernail here and just kind of slide it. You don't need a fingernail, just kind of slide it like this, and the micro SIM card comes out. Yes, this is a micro SIM card. As far as I know, this is the first non-iPhone that is using a micro SIM card, which is well, I guess that means that Apple's been getting successful in terms of making the micro SIM to become some sort of a standard. So over here you got a speaker, all right. On top here you have the other speaker, right? Proximity sensor, you can't see it, and it's got a little LED at the bottom here, which is really nice, all right. And here's a front-facing camera, which it's there, but until now I still do not know how to get to use this camera. The camera application doesn't allow you to use the front-facing camera. At least I couldn't find the setting to do that. Neither can you make video calls. You know, there wasn't a video call option to use the front-facing camera either. So I don't know what's up with that. I might be missing something, but just to let you know. So that was the hardware. Really beautiful. You know, I really love the design of the phone. This is the software. To unlock it, you can slide from outside of the screen, any of the three corners. So I can do this, or I can do this, or you know, I could do that. So this brings the launcher. This is the home screen. The home screen has three panels, right? The middle one is the app launcher. Slide it to the left, you have this news feed. Gives you all the feeds of your Twitter, your Facebook, and all your social networking stuff. You know, temperature over here, time, and all that. So really nice. Slide to this side, this is the multitasking panel. It shows all of the applications that's currently running right now. You can either have it at 9:9, or you can just kind of pinch it like that. You can have 4:4. Right, see all of the applications that is running. It is a multitasking operating system. Right, so slide back to the middle. Tap the top part at any point in time. This is where you can change your profiles. Alright, and this is where you control the volume. And you can turn Bluetooth on and off, Wi-Fi on and off from here as well. And the coolest part is that you can go from online to offline. You know, very easy. You can see your Skype or your Facebook status up here. So how does this phone work without a physical home button? This is how it works. So I'm just gonna open the messages application. And to leave this, to go back to the home screen, just slide your finger from anywhere, any of the four sides. All right, just kind of slide it to the left, or you know, I can just go back to the application again. I can swipe to the right, or I can swipe bottom. But the cool thing about doing it from bottom is that if you do this and you just leave it there, it will give you 4 shortcuts to some really common applications such as the camera, browser, phone, and SMS. So it's really nice. And yeah, you can do that from the top as well. So it's the same thing. So it brings you back to the home screen, whichever panel you were at, right? The multitasking or the navigation. So that's how it kind of works. Truly multitasking. Since we're at the SMS app, let's take a look at the keyboard. Compared to what they've been attempting to do with Symbian, this is a much better keyboard. It looks very familiar as well. It's the same layout as what you find on most smartphones today on both Android, iOS, and as well as Windows Phone. One thing though is that this is not a very smart keyboard, so I'm going to type the quick round. So you can see that it can tell that I was trying to type quick, but unlike the other OSs, you know, this one actually requires you to respond to it. So how they expect you to use it is like this. So as you see that as it's happening, they need you to kind of touch it and choose the correct one. So it doesn't automatically autocorrect for you, which is a little bit of pain. So you can't really touch type as fast. Creepbound fox jumps over the lazy dog. So I guess with some practice, you know, you can do a pretty good job. Definitely much better than the previous keyboards you will find on other Nokia phones, but still got quite a bit of room for improvement. So that is the SMS application. There's a lot of social networking features built into the phone itself. Twitter, Facebook, as well as Skype is built in. Oops, I just launched a game by accident. Let's get out of that. So, the moment you sign in all these things, they will automatically populate your phone book, your address book with all of your Facebook as well as your Twitter contacts, your Skype contacts, and immediately from the address book itself, you know, you can straight away see who is online on Skype as well as Facebook. And like I mentioned earlier, you can control all of that from here. So Facebook chat, Skype chat, and all that, you can do that straight away from within the application. The integration for the social networking part is actually quite well done. So that is the cool part about the social networking stuff. The web browser, something else that most of you will be interested in. Not too bad, very smooth, right? The usual stuff, double tap to kind of lock into a particular text. No flash, as you can see right here. Flash is not appearing. And no native YouTube thingamabob neither, so unfortunately you won't be able to see you know, a YouTube window like you would on the iOS. So in fact, there is a YouTube app, but the YouTube app is actually more like it's more like a link to the YouTube page. So the web browser actually does a very good job at rendering so far. You know, pretty much the same as a modern mobile web browser that you find today. You can open a new window, but just like WebOS, every new window is actually a new card, a multitasking card on MeeGo itself. So you know, there's two steps you need to take in order to switch to another window. So you're gonna come here, find the window, and hopefully it's not mixed up with your other applications, and then just scroll to it. Alright, let's take a look at the HTML5 results on the test. Whoops, let's go find where is that screen. It is not. I believe it should be this one. There you go. HTML5 test, a score of 255, which is a pretty good score. However, on this very screen itself, you can, alright, I'm not sure if you can see it, but as you're scrolling, you can see some limitations with the web browser. Take a look at, alright, keep your eye on the word forms, as I'm going to scroll it up like this slowly. You can see a little red shadow, a little bit of red ghosting happening on the text. Right, just keep your eye on the text as I'm scrolling it. You can see a red pinkish shadow, bit of ghosting that's happening on here. So that's one of the problems with this browser. It gets a little bit annoying when you look at the screen after a while. Another problem with the web browser on the N9 is that, so you can see that the colors are not very even. You can see that there's supposed to be a gradient background, but you can see that the colors sort of have steps for some reason. Right, so as a comparison, so this is the iOS 5 browser, the Safari browser, and you can see that there is actually supposed to be a gradient, but it's not appearing on the N9. Another thing you notice, by the way, one of the limitations, one of the HTML5 stuff that's not available on this phone is that you know, the whole font thingamabob, it's not really appearing correctly. But anyway, 255 points is actually not too bad for a smartphone web browser. So apart from the ghosting and the gradient, the colors, let me just show you another screen, Gear65's website. If I kind of zoom it in, you can see that our gradient on the top here is kind of becoming stripes as well. So it's only the web browser. I don't really know why, but yeah, this is the multitasking. So that was the web browser. So to show you the multitasking screen again, you can very easily close everything. Just press and hold, and you can either close them individually. So I'm not closing browser windows, or I can just close every single thing on the phone itself. So it's not a very intuitive user interface in the sense that you need to read through the user manual the first time you use it, so to kind of learn how it is. But once you figure out how to use the phone, it's very easy to use. Yeah, you know, just remember to swipe from outside of the screen and in. A little bit of annoyances, they rely a lot of things on swiping from one side of the screen, from outside of the screen to outside again. So sometimes you try and do this, and then you kind of let go. Oh, well, it worked this time. But I've had a lot of instances where I unsuccessfully unlocked the screen. But if not, it's yeah, beautiful display, colors pop out really well. You know, the keyboard it works, nice browser. You know, Migo is actually not too bad. It's one of the best software that Nokia has come up with. We were all surprised when the N9 came out with such good software. Unfortunately, this is the first and the last such Migo device that you'll find from Nokia, because Nokia is switching entirely to Windows Phone 7. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to find much application support. There is an App Store and there is Angry Birds at the very least. There's maybe about 100 apps or so on the store for the N9. But I think it would be safer to treat this phone as a really powerful feature phone compared to, say, treat it as a smartphone. But otherwise, if that's fine with you, this is a great phone to get. And yeah, beautiful hardware. And the good thing is that this is not going to be the last time we see a device from Nokia with this hardware. So that was the Nokia N9. If you found this video to be useful to you, give us a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe to our channel as well, youtube.com/65bits, and visit our website, www.tech65.org, for more videos and podcasts on tech. This is the Nokia N9 and on Gear65. See you guys soon. Bye.